freedom, 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 freedom. We hear the word freedom. Generally, we think about freedom as something free from physical restraints. But here, we're talking about freedom as our natural condition. Infinitely free from what? We say that there are certain spirits. Those spirits are led by lust. And from lust comes anger, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. Either one of those spirits can enslave us and lead us deeper into a hellish existence. When we're enslaved by lust, and many of us know examples, it doesn't matter if we have a lot of material or great physical or mundane accomplishments. It doesn't matter whether we have no mundane accomplishments and very little of any material wealth. Lust can attach to us, and gradually, if we don't fight back, gradually drag us into deeper and deeper experiences of lust. Lust of the eyes, lust of the nose, smells, different smells, lust of the tongue, lust of the touch, lust of the hearing. And we find out that the more we allow lust to enter and gradually accomplish its mission, which is to enslave us, the worse life can get for us. We might not have the sound loud enough, so we want it louder and louder and louder. We might not taste it enough, so we want more and more to taste. But we find out what? The ears are ruined, the eardrums are ruined, all the liver, the stomach, or the intestines are polluted. It leads to greater and greater suffering. The same with anger. If one is possessed by the spirit of anger, it can lead us into doing all kinds of things that really ruin our lives and make life worse for us. So that's the spirit. Greed. How long can we become attached to greed before it overwhelms and enslaves us? These are the slavers. Lust, anger, greed, illusion. Illusions have us so that we're looking out the window and think we see someone looking in and there's just two trees standing out there. Or the old example of mistaking a rope for a snake. Illusion, madness. When we get insane, insanely angry, insanely greedy, insanely full of lust, we go mad. And envy, that spirit of envy can get so much into us, possess our very beings to the degree. When we harbor that envy, if we bring it into our harbor, if it can't find anything outside to be envious of, it'll be envious of us. And being envious of us, our own being, it possesses our being, and then envies our being if it can't find something outside to focus on. Envious to the extent that it will try and harm our advancement, try to enslave us from even helping ourselves. So these are the enemies that we must get rid of. So how do we free ourselves from these enemies? We say our spiritual practice should be free enough from envy. If our spiritual practice is not free enough from envy, lust, greed, illusion, madness, and envy itself, then it's not working for us. But if we would see, chanting the holy name, whatever holy names we have, if it's a name that's been called out over the years, over the decades, over the centuries, and signifies that which is eternal, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, the source of truth, righteousness, love, and peace, if it's helping us to be free, then it's a holy name. So we say, chant the holy name. See the self as spirit at the very beginning. Stop relating to the self as being a material body. When we stop seeing the self as a material body, then we can live simple and think high. Living simple and thinking high, we can gradually turn down the fire, gradually free ourselves from dependent on the senses as a self. Chanting the holy name, Seeing the self as spirit, offering everything, this whole process is associating with our divine being. We call it supreme divine being, our divine nature. The more we reawaken or come back to our divine nature, the stronger we are to resist the wiles of those enemies. The more we're free. So we say, call out the name, see the self as spirit, call out the holy name, offer everything, every breath we take, every move we make. And when one of those enemies tries to come into us, we immediately call out the holy name or even offer that urge. Constant remembrance of God, divine being, our supreme being, helps us to in our fight, our struggle against those enslavers. And the real enslavers are right there with us all the time. So we have to be mindful of it and struggle against it with the holy name, offering everything, and seeing the self as spirit. We're not the body with the soul. We're the soul with the body. The problems that we're encountering in the world is because we've been miseducated, thinking that the self is a temporary material being, but the self is eternal. The reason we don't want to die is because the self is eternal. The reason we don't want to be ignorant is because the self in itself is enlightenment itself, total enlightenment. We don't want to die. We don't want to be ignorant. And what's the other one? Birth. We don't really. The self has no birth, has no death. Well, that's why we don't want to die. We don't want to be ignorant. That is not our nature. Our nature is to be enlightened. Our nature is really beyond Sat, Chit, and Nanda. Unlimited knowledge, unlimited truth, unlimited bliss eternally. This is our nature as a spiritual being. So the goal of our endeavors is to unfold our divine nature. This is the unity. Our divine nature is the unity within all the diversity of life. We all are like pearls strung on the string of divine being. Divine being. This is what this is the unity in the diversity that we see out here. So the goal is a return to forever, return to our unity of being. Some call it the unity of all being, and we say that too. It's a unity that pervades and transcends all being. The ear of the ear, the eye of the eye, the being of the being. And this is our divine nature. And this is the source of our endeavors here in this beautiful being of everlasting omnipresent peace. This is our nature. This is what we're doing. This is what we're about. This is what is giving meaning and purpose to our lives. And we can experience this. We can experience this. And we say that this knowledge is directly perceptible by realization through our knowledge, our research, our observation, our experience. And when we reflect on this, we see it makes sense. It appeals and satisfies our reason and common sense. It makes good sense. The more we think about it, the more we reflect on it and see if we can dissect it properly, we can, what do we say, not only analyze it, not only deconstruct it, but we can reconstruct it logically. See, it's scientific. This is real spiritual science because we can analyze it in a very systematic manner. We have a plan here. Call out the holy name, see the self as spirit, and offer everything to our divine being, to supreme being. Some call it God. Some call it by many, many names. If we analyze the ancient spirituality of Africa, the ancient spirituality of Africa, Nile Valley civilization, we analyze the ancient spirituality of India, Ganges River, Ganges Valley civilization, the goal is basically the same. We say this supreme being is within and beyond all names, within and beyond all forms, within and beyond all images. It is always here. It is always here. If we can eliminate, and we can look at all this material manifestation around us. We can say it does not exist. Why we say it does not exist? Because it does not endure. The qualification for existence means it never stopped existing. It has no cessation. For the unreal, there's no endurance. So we say Look at that brick wall, look at that tree, look at the grass, even the rivers and the mountains. How long do they exist? They have a temporary so-called existence. If it's temporary, we say it does not really exist. If it does not exist, we can say neti neti, not this, not this. It doesn't exist. But reality never ceases existing. It never stops existing. So what we can say is always here, we call it divine presence. Divine presence, it is always here. And if we look at it, we can analyze it as being omnipresent. It's present all the time, manifesting through everybody. Many bodies have come and gone, but divine presence is still here, looking out through this body, looking out through everybody. It's always here. It's omnipresent. It's omniscient, all-knowing. Every living being out here has some degree of intelligence that's manifested. It knows how to construct things. It knows how to deconstruct things. It has some degree of knowing about construction, demolition, and the whole thing. But many of these beings have come and gone. Other beings are manifesting degrees of intelligence. So that intelligence is always here. So this divine intelligence, this divine omniscience is always here. It's omnipotent. Why? Because it's the source of all creation. Many of us can create many things. We can create dams and rivers and streams. We can reroute the Ganges River. But this omniscient, how about the different bombs that we have? Man is thinking, a thinking being, right? He can pull out, like Mozart could pull out and listen to the sounds and put them on paper. Salieri had to tease them out. So some scientists have had to tease certain things out from that supreme intelligence, but we can manifest it, and it comes out of what we call thought. See? So we say this supreme intelligence, this supreme being, this divine being is the source of all intelligence. It's omniscient. It's omniscient, omnipotent, eternally. Omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. And this is our reality. This is our mutual source. This is the unity within all the diversity. This is the supreme unity that can pull us together as individuals, as a community, as a nation, as a world, as a universe, as a cosmic manifestation. Om Tat Sat.